Hey friends, I am so excited because today it is a hot day and hot days ahead. So a lemon inspired floral arrangement is what we are going to do. And today we are actually going to use real lemons. Oh my goodness. So I actually saw this. This is not original. Other florists have done it and it is stunning. I actually saw a like $400+ arrangement by like a really artistic florist, and she actually used lemon slices to cut up and like had them huge and going all which way. But we are just going to use a simple bag of lemons and do whole lemons, and of course Trader Joe's flowers. So if you haven't checked out your local Trader Joe's, you might just be hooked, because I certainly am. So these gorgeous, I picked them up on a Saturday morning and they were so fresh. They were so fresh. And these are just the ruffle edge yellow, larger roses. And then we have the spray roses, which you get so many, and get some that still have the buds. And then I have some white chamomile. Now, the reason why I got this was because the texture resembles a lemon. If you look at a lemon, the skin, it looks like a lemon skin. And so that is why I wanted to add a textural element to the piece. And then my husband found these, which I thought were just gorgeous. And they look very citrusy with the bulbs. These are oriental lilies. And they will be very fragrant when they open up, but it is exactly what we need. And of course, Greenery, premium greens. There's always a lot to choose from, more so at Trader Joe's, I found, than other stores. So I got that, and I also picked up this green dragon. It's called green dragon, but it has some yellow blossoms, which will accompany our yellow flower arrangement quite nicely. And then just in case I needed some extra greenery, I picked out some from my garden area. Okay, backyard, not really a garden. But so we're going to open up the lemons. You'll also need some bamboo skewers. I picked up mine at the dollar store. Don't get the short ones. Get the really, unless you're doing a short arrangement, you'll want the really long, tall ones, 12 pieces. These are the kind of the barbecue ones. They're sturdy and they will give you more height if you want to do longer pieces, and they're not going to break. So always look through your lemons. If you find one that's a little more bruised, set those aside and pick out your best lemons. So before I do the lemons, I don't want to do that quite yet. I want to add those sort of at the end, and I think I'm going to just start with the yellow roses. So when you are doing your vessel, I'm using this one I found at a thrift store, can you believe it, for only around $4. I have a pre-soaked floral foam. Get the wet foam, not the dry foam. And so this is already pre-soaked with floral food and a little bit of bleach. And this vessel I thought was really fun. It was actually a utility, like for your utensils, your kitchen utensils, but I am upcycling it for a vase. So, okay, so we're going to take our roses and we're going to decide where we want to place them. So we're gonna, oh, I didn't untangle these. We are gonna have to take this little rubber band off. And there we go. It always helps if you soak your flowers in some floral food and water to kind of open it up, especially if you have an event. But today, this will do. Okay, so I have this one. I'm going to remove some of the leaves and watch out for thorns, as I sometimes forget. Okay, so there we go. And Move this over so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And we decide how tall I want to have the arrangement. I think I want to go a little bit shorter, but they're all going to be different sizes anyway. So make sure that it is nice and sharp. You want to cut at an angle when you're doing this. And then you want to take your fingers and kind of open up the flower. It smells good. It smells really nice. You know, the yellow ones have a different fragrance, I think, than the pink ones. I think yellow is supposed to be the color like that sparks creativity. Yellow has been my mom's favorite flower. Any yellow flower. She loves the color yellow. And I think everybody does, especially in the summer. I don't know if you like it or not, but I think it's pretty. But I think I'm going to open this one up quite a bit. We're just going to kind of, whoop, that was a little too much, huh? Okay, so that's good. Opening this one up. We're going to stick it in here. Okay. Might be a little tall. We'll just make this one the tallest one. Why not? We're going to have the lemons, so I think it's going to work out. You know, you will always probably doubt yourself as you're going along, unless you are just the most confident person in the world. But I think most people kind of fake their confidence, and you have to kind of trust yourself and allow yourself to make mistakes, because you're going to as you learn, and just have fun in the process. Have fun. So yeah, I don't know. Did you ever do the little lemonade stands when you were younger to sell the lemonade? I don't know. I think most people drank their lemonade profits because it was so hot outside. So this one we're going to go a little shorter. All right, and we're going to stick it in right about there. See, this is kind of angling in. I don't know if you can see that, so I want to kind of turn it. But once you have it stuck in the floral foam, it's kind of in there. So you can remove it, but kind of give it a little turn. There we go. Okay, that looks nice. I have two, and then there were two. Okay, so now we're going to add another one here. I love the ruffled edges. Trader Joe's has the best garden roses. To me, it makes it a little more exclusive because the petals are very, very ruffled, and you don't always find that at the grocery store, although grocery stores are carrying higher end flowers. So, okay, so we're going to take these leaves, cut that off, and then I'm just going to go quite a bit shorter on this one. Okay, here we go. Stick this one in here. That looks nice. Ta-da! Okay. So that may be enough just because we have so many flowers. I don't want to overwhelm. So 3 yellow roses is what we're going to do. And the good thing is Trader Joe's flowers are inexpensive, and so you are going to have a lot left over. At this point, I think I'm going to come in with a spray rose. This is gorgeous. I may leave some leaves on, and just because it's really not going to mess anything up. Where are we going to put that one? I think we're going to put this one right about there. Okay, go in shorter, and I'm going to put this one right inside. I cut or my husband cut the floral foam for me a little bit taller than your vase, and that gives you a little wiggle room. So we have this one on this side, and just to make it easy and stress-free, why not put one on the other side? So that is exactly what we're going to do. And I'm going to take one that has some little closed bulbs in here because I think they're cute. Oh, untangle me. Untangle me. There we go. Ah. All right. This one's kind of large. I'm going to go with the other one. Again, I don't want to overwhelm the piece because we have so many other gorgeous flowers to choose from. Okay. I'm going to cut this one. I want to go a little more at an angle because it does matter. You want that sharp angle when you're sticking it in your floral foam. So we're going to come in. Let's see. This has also, this was kind of our front because of the emblem. So I want to sort of be mindful of that. Okay. Oh, now this is having a little bit of personality, a little bittersweet. What do they say when life gives you lemons? Make lemonade, right? So I have my turntable and it makes it very easy to do that. Okay, now I'm feeling a little more calm, a little more confident, and I want to take probably these beautiful, oh, they smell good too, these lilies. I want to take one and, okay, the one that's open. It's starting to open. I can smell these. You can't really smell as much, but I want to take it and I want to put it kind of in the back and back side and kind of flourishing over. So we're going to cut at an angle, just like so. And we're going to put this one kind of back here, kind of coming up and out. Okay, that looks really, really good. Oh, I like that a lot. And then turn it all around so you can see kind of what's going on, all the different angles. I like how that's flourishing. It's coming up and out. And for some reason, this leaf, do you see it? It needs to be removed because it is not securely on there and it will just wither. So that has to go. So I am feeling inspired to go ahead and add a lemon. So again, you want to take your pointed side and you want to poke your lemon with that. So let's pick a lemon. I want one that's not going to be squishy and old. You don't want any moldy little lemons. And then I also want to look about how big. I kind of like the smaller one. So I'm going to go with the small one. I'm going to use a small little lemon. I think it might last longer. Always be mindful. If you have the little slices like the professional and you end up cutting it with a slice, it may not last extremely long. So you want to be mindful of that. I also don't think I'm going to poke it right so it's upward. I want it to have a little bit of personality. So I'm going to put it kind of a little bit at an angle. Stick it in there. Ah, looks good. I'm kind of excited. It's feeling like summer. Ooh, and it smells good too. I wonder if I could add some kind of glue or something on the end, like hot glue, just to make sure that it's sealed off. I may try to research what other florists do. If you have any ideas, just comment below. So I want this one to be, let's see if I want it shorter or taller. Let's make it kind of dangling out like Caspedia. You know those yellow Caspedia? Okay, so we're going to take a good pair of wire cutters. My husband had to show me how to use these because I am not extremely handy unless I cut it right here. Is it gonna work? Yes, yes. Okay, so you definitely want wire cutters and don't cut it up here. You cut it right there. Okay, so I did it. I'm so excited. I don't know why, but whenever I learn something new, I get excited. Okay, so we're gonna put this one at an angle. I'm gonna put it off to the side right there. Kind of looks like a little citrus alien, doesn't it? with one eye. So we're going to take this one and do one higher because we want movement. You want movement and life and a lovely kind of, citrus feeling going on. And I think we may make this other one a little bit bigger. Let's take another lemon. Let's see that one. You could always get one that has some green. This one's just nice and yellow. And I like, again, that it is very fresh and not sullied. So this one I am going to point upright as this one is off to the side because I want there to be contrast. And I'm going to take a new skewer. Can you believe these were at the dollar store? You get a set of 12. So why not pick up 2 of them, go barbecue, do a little barbecue and a floral arrangement all at once. Okay, so we are just going to poke this one in here. And be careful, use good judgment. Don't, go crazy. All right, so we're going to cut this one but taller. Got my skewers here. And I'm going to pop it. Remember, once you cut it, you're kind of done. So you don't want to go too short because you can always go shorter. Okay, I do like this one pretty tall, but I feel like that's a little bit too tall. So we'll make you just a little bit shorter. Woo! And always clean up. That one went flying. So I will be kind of sweeping and vacuuming afterwards. Okay, so we're going to put this one right about here. Oh, there we go. To kind of, I think if you, also a tip when you're putting it in, you want to go as far down as possible so that it just doesn't, it is floral foam, so you don't want it to just kind of break. Okay, so go as far in for the structure to kind of get it more of a footing if possible. Okay, so that looks really, really good. I may add in another one later, but I think I'm going to start adding in a little white. We're going to add in some chamomile. Oh, it's just, this one really doesn't have a smell, but I don't know. I thought it would. Okay, so I'm going to take the rubber band off of here. All right, and let's see. You always want small textural filler. And even if you don't use it, you can always put them in bud vases or another arrangement later. So we're going to take this, and wherever there is yellow, you want to sandwich in some white and kind of break it up. Okay, so immediately too, I'm seeing a few little brown sprigs, and I don't want that going on. And so I'm going to take those off. All right, and we're going to stick this in between right over here. There we go. Give it a little flamboyance. And I want it a little bit lower. There we go, so that it does not just, you want stadium seating. You want to still be able to see your other flowers as you're turning it around. Okay, so now we're going to go shorter. I'm going to take in another piece, and I'm going to put it lower down here. So here we go. Stick that one in right there. And all right, now we're having some citrus rhythm here. Okay, now I'm going to put one right about here, but I'm going to go in lower because you see how these 2 yellow ones are, and to give it a little movement, we are going to go in lower. How low can you go? Okay, so we're going to take this piece, an eyeball. I like it, I like it, I like it. So yeah, you could even do this with oranges, you can do it with limes, you can do it however you wish. But I hope that, that you just let yourself have fun while doing it. I am the worst about stressing over little things. And, it's just not worth it. It's not worth stressing out Okay, so we're going to put this one in between, and I need to go a little bit shorter. Okay. Don't be afraid to pop off, even if there is a bloom. Don't be afraid to pop that off to get the exact look that you want. Now, where was I? Right here. Okay. Put this in right here and tuck it in. There we go. Okay, that looks great. Love that. Love that. It's really, really coming together nicely. Okay, now I'm going to pop in another textural interest. I'm so glad I got these. Sometimes you intuitively, when you walk in the store, have a vision for what you're doing. Have a picture, watch a video of another YouTuber for inspiration because you want to make it your own. You don't want to copy. You don't want to do it exact, but you want to be inspired. So, okay, so we're going to add this green dragon aster in right here, and I'm going to make it a little bit lower. We're going to pop it in right here. Okay, that looks really, really good. And I also love that it looks kind of like a little natural lemon branch, and you can see the lemon right here, which is exactly what I want. Okay, so I have that piece, and I'm going to do another. Add this one. I do have one that is kind of flowering. Why don't we use the one that has the flower just for a different textural element? Because all pieces are not exactly the same. Some will open up more, and some will be a little more buddy. And so it's nice to have a contrast, you know? Okay, so we're going to stick this one in the back right here. Add that in. That looks good. It's kind of flowing over. Looking good, looking good. And I need more spray roses, guys. We're going to add in one down here and a little bit lower. This one has a lot, and so I'm going to, so I can have more options, I'm going to get a smaller one right there. Okay, that looks great. Pop some leaves off. I'm going to put this right here, which I think looks really, really good. Looking a little lower. And then we have a huge gap right here. And so I'm wondering if I need to add in another lily or not. Let's see. Let's see what we got. All right. Pop this off. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to do it more on this side coming out. So it's kind of like wings. I always say, you know, if you have wings, it's really good. But I don't want them to be exact wings. I want this to be a lower wing. And so that is what I'm going to do. So it has more movement. We're going to make this more of a lower wing. And then you want to turn it. So you turn it one way, and then you turn it the other way, and see which way looks better, okay? And there's not a right or wrong, but I feel like this goes out a little more, so I'm going to turn it this way. Okay. I'm going to stick that in right here to kind of cover that lemon, and again, to make it look like an authentic lemon branch, I want the leaves right here from the Oriental Lily, and it is just really, really coming together. Oh my goodness. Okay, one more flower back here, just because there's a gap, and then I want to start working on my leaves. Okay, I have a spray rose, go all around so you can see what you're doing. I have a spray rose here, a spray rose here, and a spray rose here, and I really want one where there's a gap right here. Spray roses, it's kind of funny, they somehow have become one of my favorite flowers just because you can get them in bunches, and you can get a smaller version of the larger version, and the eye likes the variety. When scanning a flower arrangement, a painting, whatever, it's nice to have textural interest. I'm going to put this one in the back right here. That looks fantastic. Woohoo! I'm going to add in one more back here, and I may add a little white. I have a lot of yellow going on, and so I'm wanting to add, just like you would, they say when you're writing. I also write. I have several books, and when you're writing, you want to slow down the reader for better, longer descriptions and more active white space, and the same applies for flower arranging. Okay, so we're going to put this one back here, and I'm going to go a little bit lower. Put it right here. That looks good. Okay, now we're going to pop in some leaves. And the greenery that I got, okay, Trader Joe's tip. When you go in Trader Joe's, whatever greenery you think that you really want, go ahead and put it in your cart. Because I was trying to find one that I wanted, and I almost went back to get the other greenery, and someone had already grabbed it. So if you really like it, just get it. But I really do like this one, and it looks kind of like lemon leaf-ish. So I'm wanting to cover up my floral foam that I have down here. And so I am going to make these quite a bit shorter. And we're going to stick them kind of bending over the side. Okay. Take this and we're going to stick it off the side like this. And then what we are going to do is just kind of keep going all the way around like that. So I'm going to take another one. Take my little shears. And can you imagine, like, if you had a bridal luncheon or a tea or anything, how fun this would be? Okay, I'm going to actually tuck the same one, whoop, there, my whole piece moved, right under there. And see how crucial it was to add the floral, a little height over the vase, because I would just think, just make the floral foam like flush to the vase, but no, you need to add the little bit of stair step because it will give you more designer room, okay? So make sure you do that. I'm going to add, oh, yay, this one has two little pieces. It's really fun, and I almost want to add that possibly to another arrangement, so I'm going to pick a different one. Let's do this one. Okay. Add this and put this one right here. That looks really good. And you know, if you want to, if you're starting out and you want to get the exact same pieces to create along with me, please feel free to do that because we are having fun creating together. Okay, as much as I like this lemon sticking out, I want a taller piece to come up here so that you just don't see the large bamboo skewer. So I don't know why, but that looks a little out of place to me. So I'm going to put this one right in here. Stick it in there. Go in there. Go, go. There we go. Okay, that's good. That looks good. Okay, and then you can always bend and play with it, but I do like that it's kind of coming out here. Let's do one more lemon to have three. Why not? Should we add another lemon? I'm going to add another lemon. Okay, I'm going to do a smaller one. Let's do a smaller one. And let's see if I can recycle one of my skewers. It's not going to have the little pointed edge, so let's just get another one. They're only $1.25. All right, poke that in there. And, oh yeah, that's going to be fun. Kind of off the side. We're going to do that. I feel so official using these. They're so fun. Okay. All right. Let's see where we want this one. Off the side. I think maybe a triangle higher, not as low as this one, but you want kind of an angular plane. There we go. Stick it right about there. This is looking fun. This is really coming together and it smells fantastic. But yes, you could totally, those small little like oranges, I think they're called cuties or something. They're like little bitty oranges, kind of like the mandarin oranges. You could do like an orange arrangement with some pink flowers. It would be really, really energetic. And, you know, these would also be beautiful and in showers or just a luncheon for the ladies. Now this one, part of the flower is coming off. And so I want to go ahead and take it off now so that it doesn't look brown at an event or whoever you give it to. You know, you want to do that right away because you don't want it to turn brown. Okay, so I have another piece here and I'm going to tuck this right in here, right under the lemon. And then again, I'm just going to come under here. Have another piece. I'm going to come in right underneath and let it kind of hang out to give it a little flare. Woo. There we go. And sometimes you may run into the stems of another. So if you feel that resistance on the foam, just quickly take it out and then move it into another place. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to use any of this greenery from my yard. Let's see, I might. Looks kind of fun. You know, I may just try to stick with just the Trader Joe flowers. Let me see what this lemon yellow one looks like. Oh yeah, I do kind of like that bush one. It gives it kind of a little more interest, but the stem is like, I don't know, I didn't clean these up entirely good before, so I think I'm just going to use just the leaves. Okay, so let's add in one more piece here. Put it in the back. Oh, that looks really good. If you see a little insect action, just pop the leaf off and no one will ever know except for you and the insect. No one will ever know. Okay, I think this is really fun. I may add in a few more leaves. Of course, right here, I see one that needs a leaf. So I'm gonna do that straight away. There we go. And where are you? Where did you go? Over here. There we go. Stick it in right here. Ah, okay. This looks really lovely. I may fuss with it, add a few more flowers here and there, but I hope this inspires you to see fruit in a different light. And after you do this, you put some music on, you will find it fun and refreshing and hopefully easy peasy lemon squeezy. So thank you. Like and subscribe, and please come on here. I have so much fun doing these flower videos with you, and I hope it helps you to think outside the box because creativity in one area will help you with creativity in all areas. Thanks and have a great day.